All right, it's just coming up for 3 o'clock if you're just tuning in. Breaking news this hour, a bail decision there in the Pretoria Magistrate's Court involving a crime intelligence head, Dumisani Khumalo, and his 6 co-accused. What we know so far, and we do apologize for the quality of the sound connection in court. It's been a struggle for us as well to just try and make out what was being said. But what we have from our reporter who is in court is that bail has been granted for accused 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, but not for accused number 2. Willem Els is with the Institute for Security Studies, and he is still on the line with us. Willem, thanks very much indeed. Huge thanks for your patience and for listening in on that. Some strong words that the magistrate had to say there about the preparedness, before we get to the bail decision, the preparedness of the prosecuting team.
Yes, and of the defense team, I think that you mentioned there, because it was the affidavits that they submitted. The judge said that it was poor quality, it was not complete, and also that they copied and paste. So that is not good news for them, and it almost derailed the case for the accused. So, but what we saw is that 1 to 7, with the exception of 2, was actually granted bail, but not for the amount that they actually applied for. So it was for 10,000 rand from the 1,000 that they said that they were able to pay. And we see that the accused number 2, because he or she's got a pending case against them, the bail was not granted.
Yes. So, yeah, we were just trying to figure out the reason for accused 2. But yes, one of the accused, and this is now clearly accused number 2, a pending case and a pending case of corruption, which is due in court in August. August is also when this case will next be appearing on the roll.
That is correct. So it is very similar, the charges, and that is really is not really, it doesn't serve as mitigation for that accused, because being accused for 2 different cases with the same charges, it doesn't fits well with the court, and hence I think that is why the presiding officer actually declined bail.
Yeah, the presiding officer, as you say, some strong words for the defense team there. He says the affidavits are almost identical, and he could have invoked certain sections of the law to actually, on the very basis of the quality of the affidavit, to decline bail.
Yeah, he was very hard on them, and when he went into those sections, we got the impression that they're not going to succeed with the application. But then he came in and he said that because of the presumption of liberty that is also in the Dutch Roman law, that just as you are regarded not guilty until you've been found guilty, or innocent if you're not until you're found guilty. So that is why he was prompted to actually release them on bail.
Yeah, I think the magistrate also having quite a response to all of the accused, saying that they can afford bail of 1,000 rand. That's also quite a risk to take when, as a defense team, you're listing the net salary of someone who is in a management position in a department like crime intelligence, where your net pay is, in one of the cases mentioned by the magistrate, over 50,000 rand. It's quite cheeky, according to the magistrate, to come to court and then say, I can afford bail of 1,000 rand.
Yeah. You see, they had no choice but to actually make known their salaries, because it is open source. The salaries and the levels of the police officers is open. So they could not hide it. But then coming in with a small amount like that, 1,000 rand, he had harsh words for them on that. So all in all, I think the defense team let their clients down in this effect, and it was touch and go if they were all being denied bail. Yeah.
What do you make of the witness list, Willem? What we were told by the defense team, from the prosecution, is that most of the witnesses actually work for the SAPS, and so obviously it makes sense that their names are not made public, but some are members of the public.
Yeah, it is always difficult, the prosecution obviously will now submit do a submission where they want to protect these witnesses, and that is in the interest of the case and also in the interest of justice that they will then argue. So at the end of the day, that is one of your challenges when you have people like this working for the police that are quite senior. They got a lot of people reporting to them. For them to have access to those people and access to the premises, access to the facilities is actually very it's counterproductive and is good for the case. And that is why in his conditions of bail, he was very strict on them and very prescriptive on them not visiting and not interfering with the people at the office.
And Willem, I imagine the security of these witnesses is paramount in a case like this.
Of course, yeah. We saw in the past, the NPA has got a witness protection program, and they invoke that should they deem it necessary. So we do not know how sensitive these cases are. They do an assessment based on a case-to-case basis, and should they then decide that they have to invoke this and put these people into protection, they will most definitely do so.
Willem Els, Senior Security Expert at the Institute for Security Studies. Willem, we really do appreciate your time and your patience this afternoon.